Hi, this is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago, as usual. And today I've got more sovereign citizens, another sovereign citizen court fail. We're giving the Fez a little bit of a break today. I found another clip, but this guy would fit right in. He really would. If you gave him a Fez and he cited the Treaty of Friendship, he could be right in there. It would be a beautiful thing. In fact, if I had the rights to it, I'd maybe start this with "We Are the World" or something like that. We could have a beautiful sovereign citizen bonding moment.
Is the state ready to proceed? We are, Your Honor. Call the first witness.
Madam Magistrate,
Yes.
I am here under threat, duress, and coercion. I'm not here because of an order.
Of course you are, and we start with the bang. Here we go. We know we've got a soft set right out of the chute. I don't know if you heard it because it was pretty slight, but they start with, "Are you ready to start your case?" She says this to the prosecutor, who would start the proceedings. That they go first. That's how they have the burden of proof, and therefore they go first. So not only is he just rude and ridiculous, but of course he's out of turn. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, or the dogs get it.
Because you as a magistrate cannot make an order. You can only administer ministerial duties. You have no jurisdiction to judge your own jurisdiction. I'll give you the citations on it. But we're going to review something.
Again, if I'm handling this hearing, I would just simply tell him, look, it's not your turn, and look to the prosecutor and say, please proceed. And if he continued after that, then we'd start talking about contempt.
And this is something that took place with my original, which I put in the evidence before our first meeting. You refused to read it, you refused to accept it. I'm going to bring it in again right now. And this is the federal government's public law 719, which mandates your compliance with the Uniform Commercial Code. You have not done so. You have denied me of it. I gave you two of them here. Two of them here right now. Affidavits which you refuse to even acknowledge or accept.
Well, Mr. Markle.
They are on here, and I'm going to read.
Mr. Markle, I'd like
No, I am reading a judgment against you.
First off,
There are two judgments against you filed with the Secretary of State.
He's reading a judgment against her. Oh, God, this is just too good. I mean, there's so much going on here. First of all, he's standing outside the well of the court. So what he really is doing is he hasn't appeared. So this trial is proceeding without him, and he really should not be allowed to speak whatsoever. The fact that he has judgments, which is just nonsense. These are just things that he wrote on crayon on a napkin somewhere and said you owe me money. They don't have anything, is my suspicion. If he actually has judgments, great, go enforce them someday. That's not what we're here for. We're here for an offense that you've committed, but you haven't appeared, so shut up.
I have two requests. One is that when I wish to speak, that you give me that courtesy, and when you wish to speak, I will do the same. As long as we continue to be discussing what is relevant to today's case.
There is no relevance to today's case because you don't have jurisdiction.
And I understand
Okay, so how did that nice judge approach work out for you?
that is your position, but I would
You
not-
can't assume jurisdiction. You're denied that. The courts have denied you that. You don't have that prerogative.
Mr. Markle, please allow me to speak. You have made your position clear.
You have denied me my procedural due process rights under Article 15 of the Constitution, which demands that you show me the affidavit that makes me liable for what you're assuming jurisdiction that you don't have.
And Mr. Markle,
I want to see it. Will you produce the document that has my signature that gives you jurisdiction?
I mean, of course, their arguments make no sense and they're wrong, but they're just silly on their face. He's claiming there's some requirement that he sign off on her having jurisdiction. Well, who would do that, especially if they were guilty of something? Who would give somebody else authority to punish them? if that signature were required, it would never be had. I mean, it's just the stupidest thing in the world, but they all try it.
Will you produce that?
Will you please?
Will you produce the documents?
Mr. Markle, I'm going to ask you again to let me respond. The remedy for the position you have taken, which is that you disagree that I have jurisdiction, the remedy under the same Constitution that you're relying on is to appeal my decision, or as you say, my non-decision, to the New Hampshire Supreme Court. That is the procedure that the New Hampshire Constitution allows when someone disagrees with the judge's order.
Again, the judge is absolutely correct in what she is saying to him, and she knows the law, and she's quite correct. But when you're dealing with somebody throwing a temper tantrum, they're not in a rational place. So you can't have a rational discussion with them about such things. You first need to get everybody on the same page in terms of we are going to have a rational dialogue, and you failed at that step. And another one, she just looks like a real smart, real nice woman who's got all of that under control, but you cannot assume that people are going to do the right thing. Sometimes you have to order it.
Yeah, I know what the Constitution says, and that's why I'm here. That's why my constituents elected me, for me to protect them from the adverse greed of the corporation that you represent. Now, I checked with Dun & Bradstreet, and Dun & Bradstreet defines you as a mere employee of a bankrupt municipal corporation doing business as a Sixth Circuit under the parentage of the New Hampshire Supreme Court, which Dun & Bradstreet and the others also, the other companies that compete with Dun & Bradstreet, define you as a private profit-making corporation as the Supreme Court.
Well, that's simply wrong. I highly doubt that Dun & Bradstreet defines her in such a manner or in any way whatsoever. But if they do, it's absolutely irrelevant. That's not what we're here for. We're here because you committed a violation. And it's not your turn. And you haven't appeared in court.
Under a contract to provide judicial services to another bankrupt corporation, which is the state of New Hampshire. There is no lawful money in circulation. That goes back to what I just showed you here, the Lien Act of 1966, which apparently you don't understand or you're going to avoid.
Oh, I did tell about the Lien Act of 1966. I believe we're here because he was driving a car without a license.
The fact that you were compelled to operate under the Uniform Commercial Code. You were not doing so. Therefore, you're in default. You're in default of your obligation and your subscribed contract.
For whatever reason, this guy just really reminds me of both of the old guys in the balcony on the Muppet Show. Minus the charm, of course.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?
To obey the Constitution, and you are subject to RSA 92:2 for violating your oath. Now, Madam Magistrate, if I believe I'm correct, if you ask me to participate in a fraud, I cannot do so, but I'm going to put you on notice of Title 42, Section 1983. You will put on notice for Title 18, Section 242, and you'll put on notice for Title 18, Section 241 particularly. And this is the action that I will be taking for the conspiracy that's gone on for the last over a year, justifying the existence of all of these court employees. For what?
I'll tell you for what, to administer the law. So when people do things like break the law and drive without a license, they get punished. Just like what's happening right here. It's beautiful.
I paid twice a fee for my freedom and my liberty as a result of you violating Article 87 of the New Hampshire Constitution and sending an electronic warrant to the Hooksett Police Department, who arrested me while I'm sitting in front of a computer at the Hooksett Library. I was attacked from behind, molested, wrenched out of a chair, and I have a brace on my left knee. It was great pain, as well as back pain.
Oh, yes, I'm sure the stormtroopers hit the library and just drug you out there in the most violent manner possible. Come on, you drama queen.
Absolutely. They absolutely destroyed me. Not only did they, but they did it. And guess what? 2:30 on the afternoon of a Friday, knowing full well that if I didn't come up with the $40, that I'd be in the slammer over the weekend. This is all orchestrated with animosity toward me because I am revealing the fraud that your corrupt government is perpetrating on my people. That's why I'm here. It's not for the money. It's because I'm protecting the people that elected me to protect them from the avarice and greed of your corporation. That's what it's all about. And if you're going to continue with this, you will be paying the penalty, I assure you.
Right, thank you. You may step down. That you drove knowing you did not have a license. Do you wish to respond to that statement or that claim at all? You do not have to, but you have an absolute right.
I'm not entering into a participation of a fraud. Everything you've got is documented. You will either comply with that which you're compelled to comply with, or you will pay the penalty in federal jurisdiction. I assure you that, because this is not going to drop here. It's not, as I said, a lousy $100 that the corporate government wanted to extort. The principle is the people that I represent are being ripped off for literally millions of dollars. And the Supreme Court in New Hampshire has stated, as Justin Drive said, the automobile is a consumer good. As she walks out and is defeated by being the first one to leave the battleground.
Oh, there we go. He sounds just like Ernie Tetelgate in his trial, the first one to leave the battleground. I think we're headed towards the maritime arguments here with this. If the judge walks out, I think the judge was giving him an opportunity to say something. He said nothing intelligible, so she just walked out, and I would presume that he's going to be found guilty of whatever he was charged with. Well, there you have it, another soft sit, just doing a horrible job in court. This one is particularly fun. He claims to have judgments against the judge. Apparently some sort of office holder. I don't know what he was elected to, but whoever elected him to anything should be ashamed of themselves. He's obviously a complete fool. And, I don't know. This is old. Maybe if I can figure it out, I'll look it up and see what the disposition is, but I can't imagine there was anything other than a guilty here. Here at Law Talk, we answer all your legal questions and give detailed analysis of current events. Who am I kidding? We just mostly laugh at horrible court appearances. And occasionally you might learn something, but I promise I'll try to keep that to a minimum. Thanks for watching.